Hello, hello. Sorry for being a little bit late.
Hello, no worry. I was replied. I was replying to your message.
Oh, comment. Gotcha. Yeah. Did Andre say he wasn't gonna join?
I don't see message for this week about it.
Okay.
But
Okay. Let me clean up my screen real quick because I just got out of another meeting, which now intersects with this meeting, so we have to cut that other meeting short. So I need to give me 1 sec. I have to clean things up.
yes, no.
Um, Okay. I saw you created a few PRs too, but I took last week off because I just have had so much to do. I just needed like a break.
Yes, yes. Everybody needs break.
Yeah. Okay, give me 1 second. I'll share my screen now. Here, shut. All right, awesome. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, cool. All right, let me move all the Zoom stuff. All right, let's copy this. Why can I not edit this? There we go. Just copy all of this. Just to make it easy. And then it is September 2nd. Yeah. September.
Finally, today you have two meetings, once for Europe and once
Yeah.
for the rest of. Okay.
Yep. So it's a little hectic. But it definitely helps the West Coast people join. So that's been the primary one.
Just to clarify, because on my calendar now I have 3 meetings. So for
Three.
CDEvent.
Oh,
Yes, I'm not sure if it's some I created or not. The CDEvent implementation group is fully cancelled.
yes. I
Okay,
moved the other one. Did it not sync properly? Okay, I'll look at that app. Let me add that.
no, because you move the, I guess you move the Europea Asia. It's the one the current one.
Yep.
But I have also previously I also have the CDEvents working groups without any mention of region. So maybe it's one I
Oh, okay,
created.
gotcha. Okay. CDEvent. I thought I put Americas in there. I swear I did.
Maybe it's one I created when I start, because I was not able to register the official one on my calendar. I will just remove it. It was just to confirm.
All right.
Yes, on the
Wow.
following, and the implementation groups is deleted also. No, I will keep it for the markdown link.
Okay. And then version 0.5. Like I said, I was out last week. So I didn't have a chance to create the PR, but it's basically done. I just have like a few more. Well, not PR for 0.5 for the issue that we're working on, which was removing I think it was the subject type. I don't remember. Yeah, it was subject type.
Yes,
So I'll
I don't see if Andrea responds to the questions about the removal. Oh yes, for subject type, he approved, but I'm not able to merge. I don't have enough permission.
I'll merge it then. Okay.
And and I also created another PR about some updates on the CI pipelines, where I ask.
Okay, let's take a look at those, and I can merge those. Uh, Tour. Oh, this one. Gotcha. Oh, nice. You did it. Great. First. Oh, because this was duplicated. No, it wasn't duplicated. Why did this get?
Line some space.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Okay. Oh, Okay. This looks good. This is white space. That looks fine. Okay. Yeah, if Andre already approved it, we can go ahead and merge it then. Wait, why am I not signed in? What the hell? I guess because I was out. Oh my God. All right. GitHub. Approve. Let's try this again. Sure. Done. All right. Squash and merge. And then we have a few fixes and updates. Which one was this one? Oh, V5. Oh, for workflows. Okay. Let me see. GitHub action stuff free. Dependabot. Okay. Workflows main.yaml. What are we doing here? White space.
I also include the workflow dispatch because I would like to run it before doing some change, and it was not just to be able to run it manually on demand when we have a long period of time where we don't do some change.
I don't know if we need to use the Shaw here. Okay, you've already responded. Yeah. I'm in agreement with you here. Okay. I'm okay with that.
There is
Is
also why I did this change is because when I ran locally the check, it's what I describe on the comment. I got an error that was not raised by the CI. I don't know why, because it's a valid error. And I don't have also this error on the other branch. So it's why it was green, the branch you just merged. So it's why I try to do some update, and I also ask questions. One of the differences locally on my machine, I use Bun instead of Node, and probably I have also updated version of some dependencies.
right. What was the error? Oh, is it in the description?
It's below else. The error it's the first command is in the rec in the schema in a previous PR we rename URL into URI,
Mhm.
but I forgot maybe I probably I missed two updates,
Mhm.
and it work on the CI but not locally. So it's the commit into the schema. The I create
Right.
separated commits for each if you want to. But you can, if you scroll, you will see them.
Yeah. Okay, so uh, Dependabot weekly. That should be fine. Okay, all right. Yeah, I was just wondering if that's the right interval. I think that should be okay. Um, I'm just worried because Dependabot can kind of get noisy depending on how aggressive you make this, but I think weekly
Yes.
should be fine. Um, and given we don't have too many dependencies, it shouldn't be too big of an issue. Um,
And
but
depend if there is no reaction, depend about like renovate, suspend the update.
yeah. So I'm gonna resolve this one, and then if Andrea has any issues, he can give us the reasoning. But I'm okay merging this, David, because I agree. I think using the version there, and if there is an issue with the version, we can always fall back to the SHA later, right? And then
Yes,
once that's fixed, we can then go back, right? So I think this is the right approach. So I'm okay with merging it.
you can.
Okay, sounds good. Let's
Yeah.
do it. All right, cool. All right, so this is done now. Process out. Oop. Done. Subject type removal. Done. David. All right, great. And then let's see, what else do we have here? So we got subject type, and then we need to still talk about this a little bit. So I'm going to move this now. Bop, bop, bop. Back up here again. So I guess we'll just keep copying this until needed. And then I'm going to move subject type here as done. Bop. So we can easily track it. 3, 1, 2. I should just make these bullet points.
What we did the previously with Andrea is to be sure that there is someone assigned to each of them.
Oh, I think there is, right?
So it's why I work on Leon. He assigned me the one that was not.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So I'll look at this one then. So I'm going to work on this one then. So we can just claim it like this, and it's also in the GitHub, but it'll be just easier to see here. It's less things to click, if you will. And then, oh, why did I do that? I minimized.
Right. And yes, the other one was about. There is another issue that is marked as done is the one about out.
Yeah, this one.
Not this one. It was.
It was the outcome. Enum one.
Maybe this the last one.
Oh, the improved spec consistency. This one.
Yes, I think it is this one that.
Let's see. What were we thinking here? This is for the test case
yes.
run and build run.
So,
but build.
So this one, in fact, is what we discuss with. So I put a comment below. What we discuss with Andrea is that, in fact, today test case and test case suite already was already renamed test case run and test suite run. So it's okay, but for build, what we suggest, and I create a separate ticket. I'm waiting for your okay to do the PR, is to remove build, in fact, and to say
just remove the subject.
Yes, the subject, remove the build subject, and for the migration path is using task run instead.
Ooh, okay.
So I'm it's why for this ticket we say this ticket can be closed, and then I open the issue 263.
I want to keep build because that is a wide concept. But let me think about it. My intuition says we should keep build, but I haven't thought about it too much.
So it's why I create a separate PR.
Yeah.
With the discussion.
Okay. Yeah. Let's. All right. So I'm gonna include this one because this is pretty important, and then I'm gonna cross this out, and then this one. And discussion first, and then well, so here's my issue with the original what's it called, GitHub issue is so where was it here? Where was the reasoning? Yeah, so like build can be interpreted as a verb. Test case, should probably include run to be consistent with, pipeline run, task run, and naming convention. So let's see. But run in this case can be interpreted as a verb. So I don't understand this comment is what I was getting at, because adding run actually makes it more ambiguous than before. So that's why I didn't really agree with this comment. But that's why I was kind of more left up in the air, because if we're talking about, removing ambiguity, adding run to each of these actually increases ambiguity, because run could imply a verb or non-verb. Um, However, if we explicitly say that run is a noun and attach it to build, then that is fine. We just need to call that out, though. We don't need to explicitly call it out, but if people have comments, we can say this is why we added run, even though it could be interpreted also as a verb. We use it in such a way that it's always a noun. So I think that is probably the best way to kind of go about it. Maybe not. Uh,
Yes, and it's also because build is part of the
or it means verb.
is
So I had
related
that
to
backwards.
artifact, if I remember.
Right, right, right,
It's not related to CI, but to the artifact, and in the artifact we have the verb, the predicate package.
right, right.
So it's why we say maybe we should remove build, because it's not clear if it's a special task run or pipeline run, or if it's a special packaging of artifact. It was not clear when to use it or not.
Yeah, I think we just need to be clear on what the semantics mean, but I think it's
Yes.
still needed. So it goes back to like the semantics. But actually, I had it backwards. Sorry. Run should be the verb. And so what Emil was saying is he didn't add build run because um because build could be interpreted as a verb, which I don't know if that's good. If whether or not we want to attach run to the end of build run, it kind of seems redundant. So I guess that's what Emil was saying here, which I think is fine. It just makes using these a little bit weird, and that's why I'm like, I was more in favor of getting rid of run, because like it's more confusing when you start, if you're going for consistency, it's actually
No,
more difficult in my opinion.
no,
And then
because when the why adding run for me makes sense is when a pipeline run is not what is described is not the pipeline, it's one execution of the pipeline. A
yeah,
pipeline.
no. I'm more in favor of replacing run with execution, even though it's longer. That was what I was getting
Ah,
at, because run to me is more ambiguous. And so that's why I'm a little, I understand why we chose run, but like it people reading this might be like, why does build not have run, right? Because it's still technically an execution, right? So it's like, why is it not on there? That's why if we had it as execution, build execution, that reads easier, than that makes more sense when you're reading it versus build run. Because build run, you're just thinking like of a run, right? You're like, why would you need to do a build run? It's like you're being redundant there. But when you say build execution, you're being very specific to the build, right? That specific build. So that's why I wanted to use execution, but we're kind of stuck with run. So it's a little tough, but we can figure out what we want to do with build. And as you said, maybe even remove it. But I have a feeling we don't want to remove it, though. But like I said, I'll think about it a little bit, and I'll get back to the issue probably today or tomorrow, because I want to think about it a little bit and see um what benefits we would get, because I think removing it would get less benefits. So
you will remove some questions today. To be
yeah,
honest,
for
today I
sure.
don't know when I should use build. It's or how I could plug it
Oh, so
automatically in some also. So it's why.
right. So build, in my opinion, right? Because the reason why build might be a little bit funky is, one, we don't define what a build is, but also on top of that, in CI, all things have a very concrete build step. And I think that was the original place where a build event would be called is when there is like a build step inside of like Jenkins, inside of, what other Circle CI, right? Like they all have specific build steps. So that is very clear. But once you start getting outside of more standardized tools, or not standardized, sorry, battle tested tools, then they might not have, or they might not even have a build concept. I mean, especially with like newer systems. So that might be problematic. But what that means is rather than relying on the tool to define what build is, we as CDEvents need to define what build is. And it doesn't matter what the tool constitutes as a build. They need a, if they're gonna send a CD event that's a build, it needs to follow our definition, because if we go with everyone else's definition of however they want to use it, it becomes not very useful. So yeah, so we will. I think that the thing that needs to come out of this is we need to properly define what all subject terms mean. What build? What is it? Pipeline. What constitutes a pipeline? Constitutes a pipeline, and etc. Okay, so I think that's kind of like task number one. And then what we could do is we could define these terms, and if we define them, once we describe what they are, then I think at that moment we can tell whether or not we need it. But because we don't have these definitions, removing them becomes a little bit more tricky. And so like I said, let's first define the terms. I want to spend a little bit of time thinking about this. And then once we come up with a definition, I'll create a PR to update the section inside of the spec that says exactly what a build is. So rather than conforming, and then I'll also add that as CDEvents higher CDEvents, the original idea was to depend on tooling definitions of what a build is. However, that is hard to make and are operable. So instead, we need CDEvent based definitions, and tooling can send an event that matches the criteria of whatever it is trying to describe. Okay, so I think that's kind of like where I'm at. So I think this is kind of like step number one. Let me put this in. Yeah, no, that's fine. Okay. So let's do that. Let me spend some time thinking about it, because I'm definitely gonna, I might say one thing and then like a few hours later, I'll be like, no, I was wrong. We need to go back in, So like I said, my intuition, I usually just go with my intuition first, and then, but like sometimes it's wrong, but like I said, that's why I want to think about it a little bit.
After about this point and the improve spec consistency, it's also related to be maybe a discussion between native English speaker. It's maybe easier to
digest.
discuss,
Discuss
the semantic.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, yeah, like I said, let me think about it. That'll be my task to do. So I will
and maybe we could postpone the deletion of build and say keep it for 0.5, and we will remove it maybe for 0.6 or later. Or not remove it.
Yeah, it depends whatever we land on.
But it's maybe not mandatory for 0.5 to discuss it. It's just what I say.
Yep. Okay, yeah, let me do that.
Because you already have a lot of pending tasks.
Yeah,
so
I know. But yeah, thank you for doing the subject type. Really appreciate that. I was gonna get around to it, but I just been so slammed. But yeah, I will then take a look at this again later today, and then also we'll think about this and I'll respond to that. And kind of go from there. And then version ambiguous. What was this one? Did I skip this on accident? I might have skipped this on accident. Oh, I did skip it. Which one was this one?
Else I have
Oh, this was spec version versus
yes, spec
subject version.
version.
Yeah, yeah, because there's two, and it is very confusing. Yeah. I need to think about this one too, because I was very opinionated when I first talked to Andrea about this. Like when I first met him, where I was like, why do we have two versions? It's just crazy. you know. Let's see here. Okay, I'll ignore that. Crap. Okay. Okay, so we have a post this. We could rename version spec version. We show. Oh, so it was discussed to rename it in 0.5. Okay, so we can rename it, but I don't know if we gain any benefit though. But it is confusing. It is very confusing. Um, because I'll give you an example why I think it's confusing. So when I look at one of the conformance tests, right? If you take a look, we're gonna see
Yes,
two.
I agree, and it's also joins the discussion about the schema, the dollar ID,
Yeah, yeah,
yes, dollar
exactly.
ID, etc.
Yeah, so it's just like even if we change this to spec version, people are gonna look at that and be like, "What is this?" Right? They're gonna be like, "Is that not part of the spec?" So it's I think it just moves where the confusion is because they're gonna be like not confused on this now, but then they're gonna be confused on this. So I think it's it doesn't really help the situation. It's gonna move where the confusion is. Um, but okay, we'll figure that out because yeah, it's I think, but we definitely should rename the spec version because at least it's more clear on what this is, as opposed to this one. They can kind of see that this is applied to the actual subject or not subject, sorry, the event type, and kind of go from there. So yeah, okay. Who is assigned to this? It was Andrea, I think, right? Yeah, Andrea. Okay, so we'll let Andrea take a look at this and see if he wants to uh deal with that. Like this for now. And kind of go from there. Okay. And then and I mentioned too from 2 weeks ago that Luke wanted like a hello world, and I saw that you responded to the Slack or yeah,
Yes.
and I just responded earlier this morning. Um what was your response? I didn't get a chance. Did you say something to it, or have you not responded yet?
Ah, my response, well, I didn't finish it, was that you suggest to work together,
Yeah, yeah.
and what I said the same is, as I'm a non-native English speaker, it's probably better if you take the lead of this blog post. I guess you talk about the blog post on the CD Foundation blog page.
Mhm.
So I'm perfectly fine if you lead it. And
Okay.
as I mentioned in previous message, I'm a bit late, on my Dev2 channel. I'm starting to write a series of blog posts. I'm not sure of the name of the series. Probably be CDEvent in action or CDEvent on the I don't know yet. But
Okay.
just to a series of short, very very short and focused blog. So with a focus on CDVs also because I use it, and
Right, right.
but just to show some of the feature, how to instrument, etc. Last week, by example, I published a GitHub action to send the CDEvents more easily than using curl plus OpenSSL plus UID, etc.
Okay, cool.
So
So I'll
just
start work on this. And yeah, when I said work together, I think that's kind of like how I took it, David, is like I would write it, but because I don't use your tool as much as you have, right?
yeah.
I've only like kind of like looked at it. Um, any assumptions or incorrections I have, you can correct it. This is kind of like what I was hoping.
Yes.
Okay, perfect, perfect. Okay, we can I'll go ahead and start the blog probably maybe end of this week. Then I'll just write a short hello world, just kind of get people familiar with it. Um,
The
maybe
the
it
two
doesn't
link
need it.
the two link I share, the two existing blog post or article. The first one is getting started. It's the demo I made a few months ago. It's part of the official documentation, and the other one is a quick start CDEvent demonstration that people can run in less than 5 minutes if they want. It's
Okay,
why I answer. It's because I provide a Docker
image.
compose with a full stack. So
Okay, awesome, awesome. Yeah, I'll definitely take a look. I'll play around with it, and then I'll write the blog after I get more familiar with the tool. Um, okay, cool. I will go ahead. Oh, what license is a tool? I just have to make sure I.
it's there is three parts. The main tool, the collector, is AGPL, Alfresco GPL.
V2 or V1?
Uh, it's V3, I think.
GitHub.
AGPL. It's the same. I follow the same licensing than Grafana, to be clear.
Okay. The reason why I
And
asked because we have strict things we cannot touch. So and AGPL
and
is one of those ones that
it's
is
it's cdvs.dev,
.dev
the dash dev for
dash dev. Okay.
dash dev because the cdvs was already used.
Okay,
And
no.
for commercial and for customer and subscriber, I can provide a commercial license if they want.
Okay, okay.
But the
Okay, let me get
CDVs,
back to you on this license. Because AGPL is a little bit hairy. But I don't
yes,
remember 3.0. But I'm pretty sure we have a ban on all AGPL. Um, maybe I don't know. Let me say. I'll just go back
it's
and look.
it's
So
it's also why I have for commercial usage I could provide licenses. I have to find some customer also.
right. Okay, okay.
So it's
Well,
exactly the same approach as the Grafana. I guess Elasticsearch also use the same approach. For the
gotcha. Yeah,
and for the database, SQL query, dashboard, etc., it's Apache.
yeah. Apache 2.0 is perfect. But AGPL is the only one that I'm a little bit hesitant on. But like I said, let
Yes,
me look into it, and then I'll ping you once I find out whether or not we can use a GPL 3.0. Otherwise, I can't touch it, which might be a little bit of an issue. Um, so yeah. But like I said, let me get information, and then I'll have that to you in like less than an hour. I'll know whether or not I can if a GPL 3.0 is fine or not. But yeah.
okay.
But that's pretty much all I had.
I'm I am also interested, yes, interested by as I'm looking for customer to know if I could maybe ask on the Slack channel or something if people or company are ready to pay for this kind of service or not. So
Gotcha. Yeah. No. Feel free. I think that's more than appropriate to ask. Just I would probably word it in such a way that it doesn't come off as you're just trying to like sell it, but see if people are interested in using it first. And then just have a page where it kind of like, goes over like pricing or something of that nature, or just like include pricing in your overall uh message. Because the only issue that I have with it is that Andrea might not be okay with it, but I'm personally fine with it. So feel free to send, but don't make it like,
I will not ask currently. My focus is the series of article, and I will start. It's because I'm late, but this month I will start to try to communicate, find customer to pay the
okay.
bill.
All right. Work. Yeah, I think that works. Yeah, feel free to to ask, and then um and one thing that I think might be useful as well, David, is we have a lot of conferences, right? Like I go to a few conferences every year. Andre goes to a few conferences. I don't know if you've gone to a conference this year, but either
Yes,
way, we go to. It might be nice to like. I don't know if you've been to a conference to give a talk on this piece of software yet, but that might be a good idea as well. Like and pair it with like CDEvents, kind of like help.
I was rejected last year. my
Oh, were you? Okay, okay, yeah, it's
my
hard,
CFP
man.
was not good enough on the few conference I tried to say. It's why I start by try to promote uh, CD events with some few articles to rise up maybe a little more. So yes, last year, and it's also why I create the materials like this Docker
Gotcha,
Compose
gotcha.
to be able to do some start of demo also during conference talk, etc.
Okay.
Because today we have a lot of slides, but not
Gotcha, gotcha. Okay, okay. Yeah, I think in that case, then, if you've already tried it, because yeah, I know getting accepted is already really difficult, especially like in such a, uh, um, different, it's like something that's never been done before. CDEvents, like building something on top of that, like it needs like yeah, you kind of need to show CDEvents value first before people will accept a tool built
yes.
on top of it. So yeah, okay, that makes total sense.
And
Like I said,
it's also why if you, Andrea, or I guess Luc will do some calls. I'm pretty fine to give you materials and support with the tools to help by examples.
yeah, yeah, and
For Luc, I will not this week, but in 2 weeks, I will create an adapter for Argo CD. So maybe
okay.
it could help him for his talk.
Yeah, and like I said, the next talk that I'll give for CDEvents, I'm going to use your tool as the demo because it'll be a lot better that way. So that way we can at least start, I mean, like, the goal isn't like to market it, right? But like if we kill two birds, we can market it and show people how to use CDEvents or what it could potentially look like, then I think
Yes.
that's completely fine, right? So but yeah, we can definitely do that as well, especially for the next talk. So okay, cool. So that's pretty much all I had. So if you didn't have anything else, we can probably
No,
call it here. And um and then
thank you for your time.
yeah, 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 no problem, no problem. And like I said, I'll have an answer for you with the AGPL licenses, and I'm gonna spend some time thinking about this build. But yeah, I'll talk to you afterwards. All right.
Yes, thank
All
you.
right. Awesome. Thanks, David. Have a good one. Bye.
Bye.